Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5 of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series with the San Francisco Giants. It's been a little while. I've decided to put a bit of a larger gap in between the episodes. And then, sort of off topic, you'll notice that I haven't posted a Pistol Shrimp video in a while. I've decided that series hadn't gotten a lot of views at all over the last half dozen episodes or so. So I've decided to finish it offline. When it's done, I will. When I finally win a title, I will come back and we'll do a recap of what's happened. But yeah, I wanted to focus, I think, on one series at a time. Couple of series, trying to do two or three series at a time while trying to conduct my interviews and stuff is proving to be a challenge. So I'm going to scale it back a bit and do just the Giants for now. So at any rate, it's been a really, really good season so far. See, we are at the draft and we are 43-20. All of our offseason acquisitions are contributing. Offense still isn't great. I mean, the numbers don't look great, but I guess relatively speaking, compared to the rest of the National League, they're pretty good. We're still getting it done pitching-wise. So let's just quickly take a look. We'll start with the offense. And our big offseason acquisition was Matt Olson, and he's just been on fire. 63 games, he's got 21 home runs, 56 runs knocked in, 2.8 WAR. He's on pace for 54 home runs in over a 7 WAR season. He has been a rock thus far in the middle of our lineup. Rest of the offense, Adam Hazley's had a pretty nice year at the top of the order, putting up a .425 on base percentage, more walks than strikeouts. That's really all we need out of him at the top. Cole Peterson has played really, really well in place of Javi Baez, who was hurt for part of the season. You can see Baez has only played 35 games, and he's struggled upon his return, although I'm confident that he will pick it up as the season moves on. Peterson has done a nice job at short, and he's also played a little bit of second as well for us. Joey Bart having his average is a little light, but he's playing great defense, and his OPS is pretty solid when you factor in his slugging, 1.2 WAR. Vidal Brujan, he's been okay. He's good for 1 WAR. He's getting caught stolen a whole bunch, but got 6 triples already, 17 doubles. Yeah, he's been okay. My middle, Louis Garcia has kind of taken a step back from last year, hitting only 250, 310, 379. I expect a little bit more out of my third baseman than that. But he's a solid defender. I don't know if he's playing. Yeah, he's playing a very, very good third base, so I guess I can't be that upset about it. David Freitas, who we picked up right at the beginning of the season to be our backup catcher, has been fantastic. Josh Naylor continues to struggle. The average is okay. On base is good, but the slugging is really light, so that's starting to become a bit of a concern. You need more than this out of your starting left fielder, especially one who's not a great defender. Sereno has put up some power this year unexpectedly. 7 home runs in 48 games, putting up almost a 500 slugging. Yastrzemski, Larnach, both in a backup role, are doing okay. And then Baez has struggled. But again, I expect Javi to bounce back, and because he's been injured, I don't necessarily think he's going to hit 30 home runs, but somewhere between 20 and 25, I think, is reasonable. Excuse me. On the pitching side of things, it's been a whole lot better. Noah Syndergaard has been everything we could have asked and more. 7-2 with a 1.97 ERA through 13 starts. 3.33 FIP, so his FIP's a little bit higher, but all things considered, he's been great. Corbin Burnes has been great as well. This was probably the best deal we've made thus far. Who did we trade for Corbin Burnes? I think it was like a reliever, wasn't it? Yeah, okay, Kevin Gausman. Gausman and then a couple of minor leaguers who don't look like they've developed at all. And he's been our ace for, a year and a half now. So far this year, 8-1, 2.45 ERA, averaging almost a strikeout an inning. Putting him in that two hole behind Syndergaard has been exactly what I would have hoped for. Webb and Martin have been up and down. Yeah, I mean, Corbin Martin's got a little unlucky. You look at his ERA, 4.7. His FIP is only 2.99. He's only allowing opponents to hit 234 off of him. Not really sure what the problem is. He's not giving up home runs. He's not really walking anybody. He's just gotten a little bit unlucky, so I expect that to turn around. Jorge Molina, our off-season import, has been really, really good as a closer for us. Ken Giles has been better than I could have even imagined in a setup role. 1.73 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 26 innings. He's been great. Logan Webb, I mentioned, has also struggled a bit. His FIP is more in line with his ERA. He's just not been great so far this year. Tariq Skubal has been up and down again this season. I'm hoping for a little bit more out of him. His numbers indicate, I mean, the movement's rough, so he's always going to give up a lot of home runs. That's just kind of the nature of it. But if he can keep it closer to 1.2, 1 to 1.2 versus 1.8, I think he'll be okay because he doesn't give up a lot of walks and he strikes a lot of guys out. So, but I don't know if he's ever going to be that starter that we would have hoped for. I think he's going to sort of settle into that bullpen arm. Austin Adams, a lot of strikeouts for us. So yeah, Anthony Kay's been pretty good. We moved him into the starting rotation because Skubal was struggling, and he's been good. 5-2, 3.08 ERA, 62 strikeouts in 64 innings. So all in all, things have looked pretty good for us. Areas we are going to look to upgrade in. Alex Kirilloff. I forgot about Alex Kirilloff. He's out for 4 weeks. The strained oblique. He hasn't particularly hit well, but right field is obviously his when he comes back. And then Seth Lugo is out for a significant amount of time, and he was having an okay season for us as well. So a couple of significant injuries there have not been good, but all in all, things are looking pretty good. I think some of the things we're going to be looking for as we approach the trade deadline. Upgrade in left field, unless the power starts to come along for Naylor. I like Garcia at third, but I need power from someplace else if I'm not going to get it from third base. So maybe an upgrade at second, maybe someone who's a bit better, got a little bit more power at second base, although Brujan, again, good defensive second baseman. But even him, he's only at negative 0.5 zone rating so far. So definitely need to upgrade the offense. Could probably stand to have another bullpen arm since Lugo's going to be out for a couple of months. Getting Kirilloff back and putting him out in right field is going to help. But yeah, I think offensively is where we're going to need the most help. You can see we're 9th in the National League in home runs. So outside of Matt Olson, we don't have a ton of power. And I would like for that power to be right-handed if possible. If we can move Naylor and, maybe a prospect or two and pick up a power hitting left fielder who is a righty, I think that would be. Let's just take a look real quick. Got any left fielder, right-handed hitting left fielders? Not really. What about upcoming free agents? Got some free agents we could go after, but I don't know how much. Like Eddie Rosario might not be a bad option, but he's a lefty, and I don't need a lefty. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Man, I'm all over the place right now. All right, upcoming free agents. Ew, that's not a very good class. I like to look at the upcoming free agents because sometimes you can get yourself a rental or somebody that potentially you could sign long term. Nobody there either. Ooh, that's disappointing. This is just a bad free agent class. Ugh, that's really bad. All right. No, it doesn't look like we'll be making our way there. All right, so let's get to the draft, and then we'll start to look at some potential options. So we are picking 23rd. Mock draft has us taking Rock Riggio, who um, sometimes turns into a really solid player. Sometimes he turns into nothing. In my shrimp save, he's a 3,100 guy for the Marlins. In my Cubs/Red Sox save, I don't know that he ever made the major leagues. So um, wouldn't be against picking him, but let's see what's there. He's on here now. Barco's somebody that I like. It'd be nice if he could make it to us. All right, let's get to the draft. Let's see who's available. That's not what I want to do. Potential. Yeah, there aren't really any. Peyton Jones probably only has 2 picks. Oh, he's actually a starter. The fly ball pitcher who throws 88 to 89. He's 21 already, and his ratings are really low. He's there in the second round. I'll consider him, make him a starter, but first, Farmer Abendroth. Name to LSU. Pretty good. But I want to look at batters. And maybe Riggio is the option if he's still there. Is that who they think we should take? Yep. And he's cheap, which is nice. And he's young. Jerry and Ely I like. Miss. Riggio actually has got better ratings. OSA likes him more, but if he can end up like that, I'd take that. Yeah, I'm okay taking Riggio. He's a good fielder, good base runner, has the potential to be a decent leadoff hitter. Let's do that. Second round. Are either of those pitchers available? That's fine. Ball. Again, he's another one who's a starter. Good raw stuff. Lefty. 87 to 89. That's good raw stuff. Say so. Tristan Smith. 94 to 96. Really good stuff. Three really good pitches, a 4th average pitch, and then potential changeup. Good stuff. His movement and his control are a bit rough, but 4-pitch repertoire. Yeah, average stuff. Run some high pitch counts. Thing where we. Oh, that's no good. No good hitting pitchers. All right, that's fine. All right, so I think we're going to go with a pitcher in this round because I didn't really see any hitters that knocked my socks off. Yeah, I mean, that's rough. We're in the second round. That's rough. We don't have a 3rd round pick because we signed Syndergaard and Baez, for that matter. So I think, do I want to go Parker Ball and make him a starter? I think I'm going to go Smith because I like the stuff. And if his control and his movement can develop even a little into that 45 to 50 range, he all of a sudden becomes a really high project. He's only 19, so I'm okay with that. So we'll draft Tristan Smith with our 2nd pick. Now we're in the 5th round because we lost our 3rd and our 4th round picks, so there's not going to be much left at this point. Logan Kester. Again, he's a starter. George Washington. I like him. Make him a starter, I think. So I don't think there's anything left, but let's go to batter. Let's go to all players. Let's see if I missed anybody, but I don't think so. Oh, excuse me. Crawford. And we can take Reggie Crawford and play him as a two-way player. Maybe he develops either his batting or his pitching. Who knows? So we'll call it a draft there. There wasn't much there, but I don't mind our first 2 picks, Rock Riggio and Tristan Smith. They're both young players who are going to take some time to develop, but I think they could both be pretty solid contributors down the road. So. All right, let's negotiate really quickly. Give these guys what they want. We only wanted money this year. We have plenty of money to spend, so we're good. All right, now let's take a look at all players. Go left field, batting potential, and we want righties. So, what's a reasonable somebody in here? I guess a player in here that would be reasonable. I mean, Eloy Jimenez, he's 4-star. Would the White Sox even consider moving him? Let's just see. You want Joey Bart? Okay. Well, at least there's somebody that's available that would make the trade viable. So that's an option. That would be a great option, and I don't necessarily think it's one that's gonna work out. But I mean, that's the kind of hitter that we need in front of Matt Olson. We can put Eloy Jimenez or somebody like him in front of Matt Olson, and we are set. We want a righty, and we want a righty who's got some good contact and some good gap power. Someone who's going to hit for a relative high average as well. Austin Hayes. He's not bad. He's just a terrible fielder. So is Jimenez, though, for that matter. All right, so I could trade him straight up for Josh Naylor. Well, that's good to know because that makes our lineup a little bit more right-handed, and Hayes actually hit 47 home runs a year ago. The average was a little light, on base was a little light. I'd rather have Jimenez, but yeah, duh. So let's just take a look really quick at the White Sox. Let's see if we can do something here that works. If we start with Naylor, what do we get? Add a very good player. Well, that's better than the you've got to be joking or that's the worst offer ever. Okay. This is going to be doable. We're going to be able to make this work. So if I give up Brujan, do I have somebody who can play? I could just stick Peterson at second. I mean, it would take some time for him to develop there, but that's not terrible. I mean, I would be okay with this. My phone's ringing. It's calling me. I don't know who this is. I mean, I would be okay with that. But can we add anything to this? Is there anything the White Sox would be willing to give up in addition? I mean, we could use a catcher. We could definitely use a backup catcher. Freitas is 33. We could use a prospect catcher. Our prospect pool is not bad. I mean, I think we've done a pretty good job of rebuilding that relatively quick. Ooh, they don't have a lot of prospects. He's not bad though. Don't think they give him to me. Probably flips it into joking. Oh, it might not be enough. This might be enough, but I need to think about it first. I think I would be okay with this because we can just move Peterson to short, and then we would need to call up. We got too many outfielders. We would need to call up somebody from. Have anybody in AAA that we can call up to play backup middle infield? Yes. Do. This is perfect. Kevin Smith. This is perfect. Done. So we can even start Smith if we need to. So that's what we're going to do. So there is probably our big in-season move. Josh Naylor and Vidal Brujan for Eloy Jimenez and a prospect. So let's go ahead and where is Mr. Eloy? Why is he not on players designated for assignment? Did I forget to click the button? Oh, right. They wanted to think about it. Okay. Well, let's sim forward today. See if they say yes. Sim ahead a day or two. See what we get. All right, they say no way, but it looks like we can put just about anybody in there. They want 36-year-old Fransisco Cervelli, they can have him. All right, let's find a Cervelli. Is he in AAA? What is going on here? It said that was enough. All right, accepted. So we are going to send Josh Naylor, Vidal Brujan, and Fransisco Cervelli to the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez and Patrick Bailey. Let's complete that deal. Fans are going to like that because we got Jimenez. Can now put it there. He's probably. Where was he playing? Sally League. Double A. He was in Birmingham. So we'll put him in Double A. Richmond. Let's set the. Oh, we have to. First thing we have to do is call up Smith. Then we have to reset our lineups. All right. So more power, more contact in our lineup. That's perfect. All right. So Hazley's going to continue to lead off. Smith is a righty, which is even better. Peterson's a lefty. So do we go Peterson or do we give Smith the starting second base job? I feel like we give it to Smith because he's better defensively. So we're gonna bat Garcia second. Move Bart down to. No, we're gonna move. Ooh, man! All of a sudden, our lineup is deeper. I think we do that. Yeah, Bart's struggling a little bit. It's putting him in the 6 holes. Fine. Baez is struggling too, but maybe we see what they back up. Peterson. I think I want Peterson backing up at third too. Let's get him some experience there. And see if we can make him sort of a super utility type guy. All right, so against lefties, he's gonna bat third. I don't know if Bart's necessarily gonna bat second. I don't bet Helio Ramos second. Is he gonna against lefties? I mean, he's pretty good against lefties. Just I know what we do. Bat Javi second. Yes. That works. Now our lineup is a lot more even. We have righty power in there. We've got some additional contact. I'm happy with that. All right. All right. So it is June 8th. I'm gonna go ahead and sim ahead to international free agency. We'll run that. We'll see where we stand as a team, figure out if there are any additional moves we need to make, and then we'll make them. So hang tight, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, we are back. It is international free agent signing time. We are currently 56-32, 6 games up. It was an okay month, 14-12. We weren't great by any stretch. The offense continues to sputter along. Eloy Jimenez has not hit well since coming over. 217, 233, 361. Started to come on as of late, but only 2 home runs in 21 games. Not good. Javi Baez is starting to hit a bit. He's got his average up to 243. The power is still not there. It's a bit weird. But I guess that's San Francisco more than anything. That's the ballpark. Joey Bart also not hitting. Kevin Smith has done okay since we called him up and started him at second. He's got a 453 slugging, 773 OPS. It's been fine. But again, it's been our pitching, and Alex Kirilloff is all of a sudden an unknown injury time, so he's still injured. We should have had him back by now, but he's still injured. Trevor Larnach has done okay in his stead, but you know, anybody who's played out of the Park 21 knows that Larnach is one of those guys that his ratings look good, but the numbers generally don't match up. So I don't want him to be my starting right fielder. Pitching, things are still looking really, really solid in our pitching staff. Syndergaard, we have 3 pitchers who are 9-3. Syndergaard, Burns, and Martin are all 9-3. With varying levels of success. You can see Syndergaard at 2.29 ERA, Burns 3.15, and Martin 4.23. But their FIPS are all almost identical, so they're all pitching really, really well. Syndergaard's been great. He's been everything we could have hoped for. Jorge Molina continues to pitch well. Anthony Kay is actually in the top 5 in ERA in the National League right now, as he sits 6-3. The 2.36. So our starting rotation's been very, very good. Our bullpen's been pretty good. Wouldn't say it's been elite, but it's been very good. Molina and Giles have been great. We could use another bullpen arm, and we could use a bat, but I think the issue is just simply where we play. I don't have any super high contact guys other than Jimenez, and he's not hitting right now. So it could be beneficial to bring in a higher contact. I mean, I don't know where we would play him. I don't want to take Garcia out because he's one of the few players who's got contact of over 60, and he's playing really good third base, so he's pretty solid where he is. Bart, Olson, Baez, Jimenez, Hazley, none of those guys are going to get replaced. Larnach is only in there because Kirilloff is hurt. So I don't really know where we would upgrade, I guess. Again, there's not a whole lot here. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing on the trade block that is significantly better than what we have. Again, we could look to upgrade the bullpen. Jairo Diaz. He's pitching in Colorado, so you got to take that with a kind of a grain of sand. Yeah, I mean, he's got an ERA of 6, but he's already he's got a +1 WAR. So, how much of that is Colorado want in exchange? Okay. Excuse me, another yawn there. We can send Frankie Tostado to Colorado in exchange for Yairo Diaz. I'm good with that. Immediately improve the bullpen. I think we're going to send... Where is he? Corey? I'd like him to be in the starting rotation, but I think for now we'll send him down and he can get some more time in AAA. Diaz, improve that bullpen. Make him a setup guy and make Adams middle relief. Let's see how that works. So yeah, so things are looking pretty good. We held our own in July, or in June rather. Hopefully Jimenez can pick it up here a bit. Hopefully we get Kirilloff back because I really want to see what our offense looks like with him in there. He's, again, we need the higher contact guys, so sliding him into that 7 spot I think will be official. We've got some prospects that are not they've got high floors but relatively low ceilings. I mean, most of these guys are 3 stars. You can see 3-star, 3-star, 2.5-star. None of these guys are elite, and with some of the moves we've made, they're expendable. Bishop, I mean, he looks like he's going to have a pretty good bat, but now we've got Jimenez in left, and we've got Kirilloff in right. So where's he going to play? Canario, he's not bad, but we've got Hazley in center. So where's he going to play? So it might be in our best interest to see if maybe we can package 2 or 3 of those guys and bring in, I don't know, somebody to, if we can find an elite second baseman or an elite third baseman or something, maybe that'll help. I'm perfectly content with my pitching staff, so we're not going to do anything there. Let's go to the International Amateurs, see what's available. All right, so we got some talent here. This is the one that stands out to me, Constantino Misiano. Scouting is higher, and they like him even more. Luis Macias. He looks a little bit more consistent across the board. Pretty good defensive ratings, just has to get some playing time. Actually, I think I like Macias better than Misiano. Yeah, personality here isn't quite as good. I think I like Macias. So let's go with Macias. We'll offer him full 5. All right. So we don't... Again, there's not a ton to do. I'll probably spend some time messing around and seeing if I can package some of these prospects for a second baseman or a, I don't know, third baseman or outfielder or something. Because, I mean, Kirilloff could be back tomorrow and we'll plug him in and we'll be fine there. But maybe, finding a replacement for Kevin Smith could be an option. But, I I mean, he's a good young player. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's got good defensive ratings, decent. I mean, he's good across the board. He's not going to be great at anything, but he's good across the board. And you need players like this. So, I mean, I'll see. I don't know what's out there, but I guess we'll look. Ruhan's not hitting for the White Sox, which is good. I was worried that he was going to rip the cover off the ball, but he's not. His OPS is actually less than Jimenez. So, yeah. So that's, I think, gonna do it for this section. Let's look at. This is how we got ourselves Jimenez. So let's try it again. Let's try it with second base this time. What's a reasonable target? I mean, Keston Hero would be fantastic. Luis Arraez is always good. Oh, excuse me with the yawns. I am tired. A bike ride before I did this, and I probably should have done this first because I'm wiped out. What would it take to... It's only 3 stars. He's cheap, so that's going to be an issue, yeah. Nobody because he's cheap. If he was making some money, then it might be... They might be willing to move him. All right, well, I'm going to mess around, see if there's a second baseman in here that I can pick up that will improve our standing. And when we come back, it'll be July 31st. So hang tight. Be right back. All right, guys. It is August 1st. We sit 69 and 43. Nice. Good for first place in the National League West. That's not where I wanted to go. Standings. Yeah, we are 3 games up on the Dodgers. It's basically comes down to us and the Dodgers in the West. You can see Blue Jays, Twins, Angels, Braves, and Cardinals lead their respective divisions. It was an okay month. Again, it was another just okay month. If we go here, we did make another move, and I'll show you in just a second, but I want to take a look at this first. So 14 and 12 in June, 13 and 12 in July. So we had a great May, really good March. So these last 2 months we've been able to withstand, but we're going to have to get better here in the last 2 months if we want to hold off the Dodgers. And I did mention that we made a deal. And, oops, just a second. Let me get out of this. We made a deal to improve our infield. It was somebody that I had mentioned previously. I didn't think it would be quite as easy to pick him up as it was, so we got pretty lucky. So we traded Hunter Bishop, the number 67 prospect in all of baseball, and a minor league pitcher, Aaron Bond, to the Brewers, getting 25-year-old Keston Hura in return. Bishop, I mean, looks like he's going to be a pretty good player. He's got some decent pop in his bat. He's not going to hit for a super high average. He's going to strike out a bunch. Pretty good in the outfield, good speed. Number 55 prospect in baseball, excuse me. Pretty good, but our outfield position, our outfield situation, I guess, is pretty stable now that we've got Eloy Jimenez and Eloy Jimenez out and left. There wasn't really a home for Bishop because he's only a year younger than Jimenez, and he's in AA and in AAA, and Jimenez is hitting 30 home runs in the majors. And in return, we get Keston Hura. Now, he's not a very good second baseman. He's not a very good fielder, but we'll live with that. It's his bat that I was interested in. And you can see he had a really good rookie season in 2020. 2021 was really bad. 2022 was even worse. But he's doing pretty well for us. I'm hoping that, change of scenery kind of thing. He's a righty, so he doesn't necessarily have to deal with that huge right center field out in San Francisco. And he's a right-handed hitting bat. So again, that makes our lineup a little bit more even. And like I said, he's doing really well for us so far. 295, 365, 58 in 23 games. I will take it. So if we go to our home screen, you can see, it's the same thing we've been dealing with for 2+ seasons now, which is really solid pitching, and our offense, while better, is still not great, and our defense is just terrible. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that, but pretty much across the board, we have below average players at every defensive position, with the exception of third. Garcia's a pretty good third baseman. Bart's a good catcher. Actually, up the middle, we're not terrible. Baez, Bart aren't bad. Garcia's not bad. Kirilloff is average. Kira's not very good. Olson's actually very good. I guess we're not terrible. Yeah, we're not terrible defensively. We don't have anybody out there who's just a butcher. We just have a lot of guys that are average to below average, and when you put it all together, you get this. So let's take a look at our lineup really quickly. So Adam Hazley leading the way, 3.6 WAR force. He's putting up a 428 on base percentage. I genuinely didn't expect that. His eye has just been phenomenal this year. Done a really, really nice job at the top of our order. Matt Olson continues to just hit homers. 32 home runs, on pace for 46 and 114. I'll certainly take it. 4.1 WAR, and playing pretty good first base. Luis Garcia. I've pretty much convinced myself that he's my guy at third base. You don't need 30 or 40 home runs out of your third baseman. You need good defense, which he's providing, and you need someone who can hit. And he's not hitting a lot of home runs, but he's got 34 doubles already, 750 on base percentage, and he's only 22. So there is still a little bit of room for growth here as he improves. So I'm fine with that. Jimenez got off to a slow start with us. He started to pick it up a little bit. The power's still not really there, or at least the home run power. His home runs have kind of turned into doubles, but again, that's the San Francisco effect. 249, 291, 450. But it's been better as of late. Batting splits. Yeah, you can see June he hit 232, July he hit 267, 330, 511. So if he can do that every month, I'll take it. So he's started to come along for us, which is great. Joey Bart, average is a little light. He's not really hitting this year. He's hitting for some power, a little bit of power. 11 home runs. He's on pace to hit, 15 or 20 or something. And he's been good behind the plate, so as long as he continues, that will be fine. Javi Baez starting to come along as well. Average is up to about 250. He's another one. June and July have been better. He hit for no power in July, but at least the average is starting to climb a little bit. So, difficult first year for Javi in San Francisco, but how's he doing defensively? Yeah, he's playing a good shortstop, and that's, you're going to get that out of Javi Baez, so I'm content with that. Jose Sereno, I don't know why he's able to hit home runs in San Francisco and nobody else is, but he's been exactly what we want as a backup outfielder. He's elite defensively. He can steal some bases, and he's got some pop. He's got 14 home runs in 88 games, so he's playing a bunch in the outfield, and he's contributing, so I'll take it. Cole Peterson is starting to learn how to play second and third so that he can be more effective for us at all three infield positions. I don't think he's ever going to be anything more than a backup. Helio Ramos, in limited playing time, is knocking the snot out of the ball. He's playing in right field against lefties while Kirilloff sits on the bench, and he's doing it. So at least we got one of our prospects coming up and helping out this season, so that's nice. You can see 400, 476, 691 in limited playing time. Freitas continues to hit well in a backup role. Kevin Smith has done pretty well in his time up. 13 extra base hits in 32 games, 500 slugging. I really like him. I don't. I mean, I think he's just solid. He's not going to blow you away, but I mean, he is. I mean, he can. If somebody gets hurt, or if he has to step in and play for a couple weeks straight, he's not going to embarrass you, and that's great. We talked about Hira already. Overall, his entire body of work hasn't been very good, but he's been good with us. And then Kirilov's first year with us has been a bit of a disappointment as he's been hurt and he's not really hitting. So hopefully he can turn it around the last couple of months. Let's look at the pitching staff. And this is where we are getting work done. Syndergaard, Burns, and Martin. One of the best 1-2-3 punches in the major leagues. Syndergaard is 10-5, 140 Ks and 148 innings, 4.3 WAR, 2.55 ERA. He is Cy Young worthy. Corbin Burns 9-4, 3.54 ERA, but you can see their FIPS are almost identical. Burns having another solid year, and Corbin Martin continues to get it done. 130 strikeouts and 112 innings. He's not pitching a lot of innings. He's only pitching about 5 innings a start. His ERA has jumped a little bit, but I mean, he's getting it done, man. I mean, his walks are a bit high, but he's not giving up a bunch of home runs. His BABIP is a little high, which isn't helping, but overall, he's doing fine. Jorge Molina, our closer, has been terrific, 2.7 WAR already. Anthony Kay has been lights out, 7-5 with a 2.71 ERA. He's been terrific. Ken Giles has been really, really good as well, 1.7 ERA, 14 Ks per 9 innings. He's been great. Logan Webb has been better, but the average is still not exactly where it needs to be. But he's striking out almost a batter an inning. Opponents are only hitting 266 against him, so BABIP's a little high. Yairo Diaz has come on and pitched to a 4.50 ERA for us in 8 innings. His ERA is super high, but his BABIP is also ridiculous. So I'm hoping that this is a feature of Coors Field, and it will revert to what it should be in Pitchers Park, like San Francisco. And then you get the rest of our staff. Jimenez, Adams, Lugo's back in a couple of days. Vargas, and Skubal. So nobody that's really killing us. I mean, everybody in our pitching staff's at least 0.6 WAR, so our pitching staff is doing really well. So yeah, I think this is the team we're gonna go to battle with, so to speak, and we'll see if we can hold off the Dodgers. Hopefully, our offense can pick it up here a little bit the last couple months of the season. Hopefully, our pitching staff can stick and be as solid as they've been all year, and hopefully, we have a division title in our future. So when we come back, the next episode will be the end of the season recap, as well as either the off season or the playoffs, depending on how things go. So. I appreciate you watching, guys. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye now.